everyone! So today I'm going to be showing you how to get big, loose kind of curls that, are going to be perfect for days that you don't want to have straight hair, but you don't want to have curls that are really tight and really hard to deal with. So the curls that we're going to do today are going to be voluminous and easy to work with, easy to maneuver, and they're just going to be fun curls. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have a curler of some type. I'm just using a Conair 1-inch curler, and it doesn't really matter what size of curler you're using as long as it's going to be able to wrap your hair around it an adequate amount of times. Not something that's super big and not something that's super small, because we don't want really tight curls today. And you want to make sure that you have hairspray. So today I'm using the Got To Be Glued Blasting Freeze Spray. Doesn't really matter again what type of hairspray you use, as long as it's one that's going to hold your curls for, if you want lasting hold, or if you just want them for a few hours, you can use a minimal hold hairspray. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to brush all of our hair to the front. And we're going to do this because we want to have everything right where you can see so you can work with it and make sure that you're not missing any spots. So what I like to do is I like to split my hair into two sections. Because my hair is not super thick, it's kind of fine, that two sections work for me. So I do a top section and I do a bottom section. Top section kind of takes the more visible hair, and the bottom section is just the hair that's hidden. So this hair doesn't have to be super well done. It's these curls you kind of care more about. So I'm going to take the top hair, flip it to the back of my head, and I'm going to start with the bottom section of my hair. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch section of that hair, and I'm going to take my curler, and you always want to curl away from your face when you're doing curls because it's going to show off your face more, whereas if you curl towards your face, it kind of hides your face a bit, and you want to be able to show off the hair that you've just created. So you take your curler and you point it down, and then you go from the inside of the curler to the outside. So you're going from the inside of your face, around the curler, and coming back around on the inside, outside, inside, outside, until you get to the bottom of your hair. And you're just going to want to hold your hair in this curl, wrapped around the barrel, until you feel like you touch your hair and you feel, after about 10 seconds, it starts to get warm. And that's usually about all you need, because we're going to hold it for a couple seconds after we let go of the curl. So it's starting to get warm right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let go of the curl. So I'm holding it at the bottom, I'm going to let it go into my hand, pull my curling wand out of the hair. I'm just going to hold it in my hand for a couple seconds, just till it cools down, and it kind of sets the curl. Just like when you're blow drying your hair, you kind of finish with a cooling blast just to set your hair. So I'm going to let it down so you can see how big that curl is right now. And it looks really tight, just like curls you regularly do, but we're actually going to brush them out and tease them up a bit so that they're more fun and more voluminous than the regular curls that you get. So that curl that you've just done, kind of move it to the other side. You're working with a lot of hair here, so. And then take another about 1/2 inch section and curl that again from the inside of the wand, going to the outside, again away from your face. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be teasing these and messing these curls up. So these are kind of curls that you don't have to be perfect with. You just wrap them around until they feel hot or warm, and then you just let them go. There's no set time, there's no set way, it's just away from your face, wrapped around the barrel until you get your whole head done. So this section, again, is starting to get pretty warm. So I'm going to set it, let go of the bottom of the curl, drop it into my hand, and then let it sit in my hand so it can set and cool down just so it holds that shape a little bit longer. So we're setting the curl and then let it go. So again, it's another bouncy curl like we just had with this one. And we're going to do the next section. And if you're in a rush, I always find that if you make bigger sections of your hair as you go, because you're starting to realize this is taking a bit too long and I'm kind of on a deadline here, that if you take bigger sections of your hair, different sizes, it doesn't usually matter that much with how your curl turns out. They all turn out pretty equal and pretty nice at the end, no matter if you're using the same size sections the entire time or if you're taking bigger sections or smaller sections. It's not a precise thing because these are, like I said, like a bouncy, wavy, they're not really structured at all. So you hold it there, drop it into your hand, oh, slid out a bit, drop it into your hand and let it go. So that's like the bottom section. Oh, we have another piece here. Bottom section, finishing this off with just one more curl. So see how the bottom section of my hair only took 4 curls compared to if you're doing like really tight structured curls where you have to like really pay attention to the size of the curl and you want it to be equal. It usually takes a lot more time, but with these kind of curls, they're just big, they're messy. They don't really, it doesn't matter how many sections you do or how long it takes per section. You just go quickly through your hair and then we can always fix it at the end. So that's the bottom section. It looks like this now, but again, don't look at this and be like, you're doing structured curls. No, it's going to be big, it's going to be beautiful, and you're going to love it. So we're going to do the top section of your hair the exact same way as the bottom. Just take it, find some pieces. I usually start from the back of the top section of my hair, so back of my head. I don't know why, I think it's just because the front of your face takes a little bit more effort to get the curls right because you want them to be framing your face properly. So I usually save that till the end when I have more patience, because when I'm just curling my hair, I just want to get through it so I can start styling it and like teasing it and fluffing it so it looks good in the end. So the curling part doesn't really matter. So I'm going to curl the top of my head really quick, curl the other side of my head really quick, and then we're going to start to style. Okay, so I'm back. So I've curled both sides of my head. I've just brushed out my hair a bit on both sides just to like make sure that the curls, again, because we're doing loose curls, they're going to be loose, not tight. So I just brushed them with a nice like soft bristle brush and just brush them out. And from here what we could do is we can start to kind of fluff up the areas that we want to be a little bit bigger. So normally we want a little bit more volume around the top of our head, especially the crown. And we want to make sure that that volume goes down into the curls so that the curls, you know, match the volume of the top of your head, or that the top of your head matches the volume of the bottom of your curls. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we have our hairspray. I'm using, again, the Got To Be Glued. This is just like a long hold, strong hold hairspray. So I'm going to have this on hand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the like top section of my hair. That's going to be about maybe the first inch of your hair. You just take your finger and just run it along. It's about the first inch of your hair, if you can see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little comb. You can use a teasing comb, you can use a regular comb, you can use whatever you want, because we're going to be doing soft teasing, not extreme. So we're going to take our comb and we're going to hold our hair straight out, kind of a tightish hold, not too tight, but like tight enough that it's not going to fall out of your hand when you try to pull the hair back. And we're just going to take their brush and move back like this from about halfway down the strand and start pushing it back. What this is going to do is it's going to create like a volume bubble on the top of your head. Not top of your head, but top of your hair, under your hair. And that volume is going to match the volume of your curls, because we don't want anything to be out of proportion or anything. So just keep pushing that hair back. It doesn't have to be perfect now because we're just doing the teasing phase. It's just going to push the hair back, create that volume, and then we'll comb it all out and style it. So there's a little bit of volume there. You see how voluminous it is now, voluptuous. And then we're going to do that with the top portion of my bangs. So I have bangs on the right side of my head as well. So I'm just going to push those, tease those back a little bit. And then you just want to go over with your brush, just the top, very lightly the top strands, to make sure that there's not any of that teasing that's been pushed back sticking out, kind of like a jar of like your hair smooth and then, oh, you teased your hair there. No one wants to see that. So just comb over very lightly where you just teased with the top part of it. So see now how the top of my hair, how you can kind of push it up a bit too, but how it matches, this top part matches now the volume of the bottom part of my hair. And then it doesn't look so out of proportion, because that's one thing you want to make sure when you're doing big curls is that it's not out of proportion. So let's just puff up the bottom of our hair too. So you again take that comb and then just start pushing back. So just lightly, just light fluff. Just light fluffing it up. And then you can take your fingers and like tussle it the way you want. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I did to the top of this half of my head to this side of my head. And then we're going to see how it looks all together. Okay, so I'm back. Now it's hairspray time. We're going to get serious. So what we're going to do is that hair that you've just teased and you've just made really big, and you know you can keep going as big as you want, you know, until you're out to here if you want. But I'm just going to stop here, just nice soft teasing so everything's proportionate, not too big here, not too big here, everything matches. And I'm just going to take my hairspray, shake it a bit, and just mist. What you want to do is you want to take your hand and kind of take all your hair and lightly let it fall so that you're misting all the areas in the center of it as well, so that these curls in the center stay as well as the ones on the outside. That looks pretty good, right? So from here, what you can do is you can continue to tease, you can continue to make it bigger, or you can just keep it like this. The more hairspray you spray in it, the likely longer it'll stay in your hair, like the curls will stay in your hair. But again, because we let them cool in our hand when we were initially curling, that curl is going to stay a lot longer than if we had just curled it and dropped it right away. So these are the big, voluminous, Lauren Conrad, Kourtney Kardashian, all those kind of people, the big curls that everyone loves, that you see everywhere. And these curls are a lot more low maintenance than the tight curls that people like to wear sometimes. And it's just a different change than wearing your hair straight, and it's just fun.